can hear me. I think you can hear me now, right? Today is, what day is it? Wednesday. Other people are doing that too. Like, what day is it? Anyways, taking a little walk again. So, this morning I was thinking of a few things, and I actually took a walk this morning already. But I ended up on the phone, not on FaceTime Live, Facebook Live, whatever it's called here. And was talking to people on the phone while I was walking. It took like almost an hour walk. But I decided I needed another little one. So I'll take another little walk. Those that want to join me. Hey, Jim. So, the thought that came to me this morning in my meditation was something a while back that I did. I will share with you for the next 30 days. It's 30 thoughts of happiness or something. I forget what the title of it is. It's probably way back in my feed somewhere. Joanne, my friend from yoga. It's way back in my feed somewhere is along the line. And it had 30 things to make you happy, or 30 thoughts of being happy. And the very first one is be kind. And I thought, certainly nothing wrong with that one as a first. And so every day for the next 30 days, I will do one more of the topics, along with whatever else comes up as I'm walking. So, be kind is, sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's hard. So, I guess it depends on who I'm dealing with. The other day I had this very contentious conversation with somebody on the phone who, in my opinion, was being very unreasonable. Of course, that's only my opinion. She thought she was right. I thought she was wrong. But I probably wasn't very kind. I was very, what's the right word? I had strong opinions. Although she did ask for them. So I'm not going to say it wasn't me just blasting her. But I had someone who was asking me, oh, we can take a look at these beautiful flowers these guys planted here. Isn't that pretty? And I gave her my opinion, which she then promptly disagreed with. I'm like, but it's my opinion. You asked for it. So I don't think I was very kind. Anyways, and that happens. I think that happens probably more with close relationships than it does with people you don't know at all or random people on the planet. And although I must say I've seen an awful lot of people being very unkind in the last few years, and more in the political arena than anywhere else, where people feel free to say everything and anything that comes to mind and have no qualms about being unkind, I guess is the right word. And I always think it's kind of weird, because if they're trying to sway somebody to their opinion, it's probably not, hey Jim, another Jim, probably not going to get you over there if you're being unkind to them or calling them names or saying things that are going to tick them off. I don't think that bodes well for your side of the discussion to bring them onto your side of whatever viewpoint you have. You know the old saying, you get more bees with honey than vinegar. So, or maybe you don't know that saying, but it's an old saying. I think about some of the things I think are old sayings, and then it's funny because I know people who either didn't grow up in the U.S. or didn't hear those sayings growing up. They have no idea about them, but that's one of them. And some of you probably have heard it. Hi, Kyla. So, anyways, I think being kind is sometimes difficult. I feel, I'll keep it in the I statements, I feel entitled sometimes to not be kind to, a family member who I think is being, rude to me or maybe not kind to me. I feel justified in going back and saying something also, and it's easy to get caught up in that stuff. Everybody's human. You get caught up in that stuff, and then you maybe have some regrets about things you said. At least today I can apologize for either losing my cool or having a difficult conversation or just maybe not being as kind as I could have been. So I think number one, being kind is definitely one of those thoughts for happiness that can be difficult. And it's, when I'm thinking about maybe a baby, I don't have any trouble being kind to a baby. So it's kind of funny when you think about it. That, I guess it depends on who it is, right? So, hi, Stacy, Janet. So, yes, kindness in all forms creates equality for what we can all learn. I agree. Thanks, Laura. So, hey, Pam. I saw your moon last night. I know you saw mine. My pictures. My moon. It's not my moon. It's our moon. So I do. I think about the word kindness or being kind to someone else. And being human, it can be difficult. But then at other times when I'm in a good space or feeling very loving, it certainly is very easy to be kind. So when people are stressed or having a lot of difficulties in their own life, many times they are not very kind to others. So that's when I remind myself to send them love and light. And, that happens a lot when people are driving. It doesn't happen to me too much anymore where I'm an idiot driving. Used to, though. When I was younger, I'd always be in a hurry or like to drive fast and all that. Not so much anymore. So I wasn't very kind if somebody cut me off, or I didn't usually give them the finger or anything like that, but I wasn't thinking good thoughts about them, I can tell you that. So I've mellowed out a bit. Some kids playing here. Hi, Melanie. So today when I'm driving, I'm pretty kind behind the wheel to other drivers. I let people cut in front of me or let them in. I don't tailgate them. I never really tailgated people because they can brake job you and then it's your fault. But I think it's easier for me as I'm older now to be maybe not so much in a hurry and much kinder when I'm on the road with people that I don't know. But kindness can go a long way. I think it's one of those things that maybe it comes with maturity. I'm not really sure. I don't know if it's innate in us or not, but I do think that it's something I can always strive for. So that's kind of my thoughts on kindness today. I think one of the things that's nice too about kindness is, it can be something as simple as just smiling at someone. So I do see a lot more of that, especially now that people are kind of quarantined and staying home, and when they do go out, they're smiling at other people. It's almost like we all have this little secret code going on now. Hey, we got out. let's be nice to each other, the rest of us that are out. So just enjoying other people just being out and about, walking or whatever they're doing. So anyways, tomorrow I have another one, and I'm going to go through the list, and at some point I will post the list. So if you want to make a copy of it, you can. I keep mine on my bulletin board as a reminder for myself, because it's certainly easy to forget any of those things. And I don't know about you, but I like to be reminded of things fairly regularly so that I kind of pay attention to myself, so to speak. Pay attention to my thoughts, pay attention to my actions, pay attention to who I want to be and present to the world. Kind of my thoughts there. Oh, here comes the sun, peeking out behind a cloud. Check it out. Hi, Joy. That is really, really nice. I like that. So, anyway, I'll keep that in the forefront of my mind for the rest of today. That's the other good thing about when you think about things. It's something you want to do. You can start your day over at any time and keep that thought in mind for the rest of that day. And maybe keep it in mind for the next day too. But one day at a time is all we need to live. Sometimes, as I've said before, it's 1 minute at a time or 1 hour at a time. When you're having a really hard time, it might go down to 1 minute at a time. Well, you can live through this 1 minute, right? We all can. So there's a lot of us that have a lot of gratitude for the people that are essential, required, I'm not even sure what the right word is, workers, where they have to go to work. They don't have the luxury of hanging out at home like some of us do. They don't have the luxury of being able to call in sick because they are required at work for various reasons, whether it's truckers or nurses or doctors or grocery store people, gas station attendants. I mean, think of all the people who have jobs that we depend on. The garbage men picking up garbage. There's all those things that are so important. Hello, Dave. Hi, Vanessa. These are definitely considered essential services, you know? If the garbage didn't get picked up for 2 weeks, we'd have some major sanitary issues. So those are all things that have to happen. Truckers need to bring the stuff to the store so we can pick up our groceries and toilet paper, paper goods, all those other things that seem so short in supply lately. And there really is no reason for it, because I think I saw something, I don't know if it was a news show or something, that said there's plenty of toilet paper, guys. So we really don't have to worry about it. And you don't have to hoard it. It'll be fine. You'll still be able to get your toilet paper when you want to buy it. So I think the world is looking at things differently, and the people in the world are looking at things differently, and hopefully have a little bit more of an understanding of our relation to each other in a good way. I was thinking about that meditation that happened on Friday night, the global meditation thing. They had over 1 million people participate in that. Now, how awesome is that? Just knowing you were part of that for at least another 1 million people. I'm sure it was way more than that, because that was only people who just signed up and didn't necessarily say they were going to do it. That was the ones that they know that did. And, being a part of something much bigger like that is also pretty cool. That really makes us recognize that we really are all connected on many levels. And like that. Yeah, 7th. I don't know. For some reason, March sticks in my mind as to when it kind of was like hitting here in Connecticut. I know it was right after I came back from, I was out in California for a while, and I mean, they were already wearing masks and things out there, but it wasn't as big as it is now, and it wasn't as far reaching as it is now. So it's been not quite a month of this new world. And I'm hoping that some of the lessons and some of the things that have been shifting and changing stay, like being kind, like caring about your neighbor. Someone posted some thoughts that, this is what it feels like when people who are in nursing homes or convalescent facilities, this is what it's like for them all the time if people don't come to visit them. They're always isolated. If it's only their caregivers that are there for them, it's not the same as family or friends. So that's something I didn't even think about. But yeah, that's how it is, right? And, I was thinking about, too, people teaching their children some wonderful things. Somebody made this amazing post. I wish I had it all in front of me right now to read it off to you. But, teaching them how to garden, teaching them to listen to the birds, teaching them a slower way of life in terms of what they do every day. Not be so concerned about grades as much as who they are inside. Those are all important, life skills, I'm going to call them. And I think it's important that, a parent does teach their children their life skills and their beliefs and values of, doing the right thing for people, being kind, visiting a neighbor, maybe making a picture and drawing it and bringing it over to them and dropping it off, that kind of stuff, showing kindness. Showing kindness can be done in so many ways. You can be so creative with that. So those are the kinds of things, hopefully, parents will be teaching their children besides, some of the school homework that comes home to them. Teaching them a little bit more about the earth and taking good care of it. The earth sustains us. This is where we live, guys. That's why I'm always amazed when I see garbage on the road. I'm like, really? I guess I just never got that. Like why anybody would throw something out the car window or just drop it on the ground as they're walking. And I see it all the time. I see it with cigarette butts. I see it with garbage. I see it with all kinds of things. And I don't know, just not something I ever really did. And I never did that. But I see little kids doing that. So apparently they learned it somewhere. I must have seen somebody doing it. So hopefully teach them a different way, that you don't throw things out the window or onto the ground and just walk away. It has to go somewhere. Trash can is where it belongs. So if people can teach their children some of those great values and those ways of living and being kind to others, that's going to be nice. That we have in 20 years, kids who grew up with this kind of instilled in them, that there's a different way of living, that there's a different way of treating other people, that there's a different way of treating the earth, that there's more respect for the environment as well as consumption. Consumption is huge in this country. We know people waste things all the time, from food to all types of goods. It's a throwaway society. So maybe some of that will change too, which would be really a blessing, because then we would be able to save more of the planet in a lot of ways where the production isn't necessary. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble, so I'll let you go with that. And for all those people who haven't been told today, somebody loves you. We all know who it is. And I do too. So I want you to keep that in mind, that there's always people thinking about you. There's always people who do love you that are thinking about you, even if you're not recognizing it at that moment. Hi, Janet. And that when you're thinking of them, they're probably thinking of you. because that's how we're connected. A lot of times it's thought, isn't it? So I'm going to see if we can get the sun back over there. Let's see where it is. Turn around here. Oh, here's my bird feeder. Waiting for some hummingbirds to come by. Looks like they've been coming by. That was full about 2 weeks ago. But yeah, it looks like we are in a cloudy spot. So, but I'm going to sign off as my usual saying. Remember, the sun is always there, whether that's visible or not. It's there right behind those clouds today, but it's always there, day and night, 24/7, keeping us alive on this planet Earth and taking good care of us, just like Source does, just like the Creator does, just like universal intelligence does. So keep the faith, guys. This too shall pass, and one day at a time, we will all be okay. Love y'all, and bye for now.